Yuka, those tariffs, they have also rattled the markets, not just people in Canada, Mexico and China, but right across the board.
And in the United States, first and foremost, financial markets sank over fears of an unpredictable and frankly unprecedented trade war. But then the mood was lifted in later trading on news that the US and Ukraine were poised to sign a minerals for aid deal. Wall Street, though, tumbled again in the final hour of trading, with the Dow Jones and the S&P finishing down more than 1%. As you can see there, the Dow lost nearly 1,300 points in just 2 days. On the currencies markets, the euro rallied as Germany's political parties that are hoping to form the next government agreed to overhaul the country's strict debt brake system and create a €500 billion infrastructure fund.
Tough for businesses too, Yuka. They're scrambling to adjust to what is a very fast-changing trade environment.
Well, while political leaders in Canada, Mexico and China all responded, as we've been hearing, swiftly to the new tariffs, announcing their own measures, businesses are facing big uncertainty as there's no clarity as to how long the tariff will last or whether it will worsen further. At a trade fair in China, business owners showed mixed reactions. Caroline Baum has more.
An air of uncertainty hangs over this bustling trade fair in China as vendors showcase rows of umbrellas, clothing, and Christmas trees. Tuesday morning, these businesses were hit with new American tariffs. One company representative selling magnets and keychains said he was already seeing the effects of the escalating trade war.
I'm a little worried because in the first 2 months of this year, our sales have dropped by about 15%. 15% lower than the same period last year. I'm a little worried, but there's nothing I can do.
The latest round of tariffs, announced by US President Donald Trump on Monday, increases tariffs on all Chinese goods to 20%, double the 10% Trump put into place in February. One logistics worker said that many Chinese businesses are now looking towards other markets or to sell more goods domestically.
When I talk to customers, some say they will choose to trade with another country or look to countries that are following China's Belt and Road Initiative.
Other fair attendees were more jaded when asked about the tense economic relations between the two countries.
A new trade war? We've been in a trade war all along. Trade wars often occur, and they do not affect the normal operation of China as a whole.
In response, China has already announced broad retaliatory tariffs on American farm exports. Trump's economic offensive against China comes alongside tariff increases for Mexico and Canada, potentially disrupting nearly $2.2 trillion of annual U.S. trade.
Finally, then, Donald Trump wants companies to move production to the United States. Some are already doing so.
Japanese carmaker Honda has reportedly changed its plans to build its next Civic model in Mexico and to do so in Indiana in the United States instead. On Monday, TSMC, the world's largest chip maker, announced a new $100 billion investment plan in Arizona. Brian Quinn reports.
Very much.
Donald Trump pressing on in his quest to bring manufacturing back to the U.S., this time announcing a major investment by Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. into new microchip production facilities.
Semiconductors are the backbone of the 21st century economy. We must be able to build the chips and semiconductors that we need right here in American factories with American skill and American labor.
TSMC says it will spend $100 billion over the next 4 years to build 3 new plants, as well as an R&D center in the southwest state of Arizona, bringing its total factories there to 6. The new plan is expected to add 25,000 jobs. The pledge brings the company's total planned investment in Arizona to $165 billion after previous manufacturing commitments under former President Joe Biden. Monday's announcement follows similar commitments from firms like Oracle, SoftBank, and Apple, as they try to avoid being targeted in Trump's rapidly escalating trade wars. The president had previously said he's been considering 25% tariffs on all semiconductors made abroad. The world's top semiconductor foundry, TSMC, has long been under pressure to move more production out of Taiwan, amid fears that the global chip supply could be severely disrupted should Beijing take military action to try to reunite the island with mainland China. Those supply fears, though, have doubled as a security strategy, Taiwan's so-called Silicon Shield. The Taiwanese government says it will be reviewing the investment to ensure that the most advanced chip-making processes remain in the country.
That was Brian Quinn reported now. That's it for business.
Yuka, thanks so much. Yuka Roy there with all the day's business news.